here's what because I want to more so than me, because you study the prospects more than me, right?
Yeah.
Not that I don't study them. I just kind of want to test our knowledge here and see what we can.
Short.
See what we can do. You're right. I am the Felger Maz big board guru. No brag. But I want to see what happens if we handcuff ourselves. So
all right. Let's play.
Here's some of the options. I'm going to put this up to the chat. Do you want to see us do an all conference mock draft? Do you want to see us do a mock draft where we're handcuffed by position? Do you want us to do one based on athletic testing? I had one other really good one. I can't remember what it was.
I kind of like in a year. The athletic testing one, I think, is really hard because there's no combine, right?
Well, do you have the math bomb stuff? Can you pull that up quickly?
I could, and that's all really great. It could go one or two ways, right? Either the Patriots don't trust their hand times at the pro days and throw all the testing numbers out, or in a year with such little tape and so much uncertainty, they just go with athletes, right? And just go with guys that are just high upside type of players. I don't know. It's an interesting question. I kind of like the all athlete one because they went with athletes last year with Duggar and Josh Uche.
So here's the deal here. I'm on their website right now, and you have it up too, right? Actually, I can pull it up in Excel. That might be even easier. So here's going to be the rule. We can only pick players, and RAS score has to do with how they tested at the combine, right?
Yes.
We can only pick players who scored above a 9.
Okay.
So that's only a handful of players. But we can only pick players. So, Evan, I'm going to kind of trust you to tell us who that is. This one's going to be a little trickier, but we're going to give it a shot. Somebody said Nightmare. I do have an idea for Nightmare. And by the way, no trades. We're just going to fly through these. We're just having fun here.
Yes.
Okay. So we will be on the board at 15. So basically, Evan, who's the best elite tester from this class?
A first round prospect or just in general?
First round prospect. Like, we're still going to try to take guys where they should go. We're not picking based on athletic score, but the idea is who at each spot are the most athletic players on the board. So
JC Horn scored a 9.99.
Okay, right? So JC Horn's the pick here.
Yeah, almost a perfect athletic score for JC Horn. He's a great athlete and a great player on tape. So that's definitely why I like him a lot. If the Patriots have to settle for corner and whatever you want to call it, I think that's a really nice pick for them and JC Horn.
So we're still trying to do this for the Patriots. We're still doing it in mind with the Patriots. It's just we only have a limited number of players we can select from. So there is somebody, if he's not off the board, I think he is off the board. Joseph Osai from Texas is a guy that if they're going to look at testing, and he's gone. Okay.
And the Penn State guy too, Away. He had Jason Away, another edge prospect. He was a 9.92 on the RAST score as well. Baron Browning, your guy, way too early, but 9.9.
I wouldn't say way.
Are we talking about early. 46 right now? Sorry.
46, yeah.
So the other guy, PFF always has him still on the board, right? So that's something that I think is
we can dance around that here with this because we're already limiting ourselves.
If he'll actually still be there in the real draft, but Jermaine Davis definitely tested extremely well and is the type of player that the Patriots might look for at a linebacker. Try to still go with their size prototype, but get a little bit more athletic at that position. We did go corner and defense in round 1, so I don't know if they would go defense.
So
here.
That is the one thing I want to look up here. Let's see so Evan, guess who the most athletic quarterback is? The only quarterback to score above a 9. The only quarterback we can take with this handcuff.
Is it
Felipe Franks?
Oh my God, no.
So the point is we can only take one quarterback, and he's going to be there in the 6th round. So, all right, let's go. Or actually, hang on.
So look at wide receiver real fast.
I was going to say, let's see who are the elite testing wide receivers.
So I guess Terrace Marshall from LSU already went earlier. So he was the guy that I was looking at as potentially here. He's got a lot of injury issues. Certainly not somebody I would trust in the 1st round. But at this point, if you could get him at 46 with the athletic upside, it's an appealing pick for those reasons.
I would say Rondale Moore qualifies to everything you just said.
Yeah, Rondale Moore. Maybe Rondale Moore is the guy that we go here as well.
Well, he's not on the board, is he?
Is he gone as well?
He's gone, yeah.
So 46 is probably a little bit too early from Nico Collins. That's another player that tested extremely well. Obviously, Tony 9.0 out of 10 tested well.
What if they went tackle here? Because we've talked about going.
Yeah.
Is the kid from Texas still here? No, he's not.
Sam Cosme.
Yeah.
He did test really well, 9.99. Taven Jenkins, I don't know if he's still on the board. What about
he just went to pick before. Dylan Raduns tested very well.
And he's still on the board. So Dylan Raduns makes a whole lot of sense for New England too. He's not as tall or as long as Nate Solder, but he's got that athleticism. So the Patriots have gone in this direction before. There's some clips of Dylan Raduns running downfield to get it back into the play to block, where he looks like a tight end, right? He's really moving for a guy of his size. So I like that. Dylan Raduns, I think he's going to be a really good tackle in the league. Some people think he's going to go in the first round, though. Daniel Jeremiah, I know, said yesterday that he might be a first rounder.
So again, what we're doing here, because I see some people just joining, we're kind of doing rapid fire mock drafts right now, and we're handcuffing ourselves to a limited player pool just to kind of see what happens. We can only take players right now that scored better than a 9 in their RAS score. So that's athletic pro day testing.
Relative athletic score is what it's called. It's basically another version of Spark or some of those other testing metrics that you've probably heard of.
So what do we want to go with at 96? Now, is it too early for Nico Collins?
Probably not. No, not at 96. Nico Collins, I think, is sort of the forgotten wide receiver in this outside receiver class because he's somebody that didn't play last year. He had a great 2019, right? I mean, he had a really competitive 2019 for Michigan. Huge Senior Bowl week as well, especially practice week at the Senior Bowl. Really smooth operator at the line of scrimmage and tested extremely well. And the Patriots love that 3-cone time. 6.83, I think it was, or maybe it was 6.81. Really good 3-cone time, which tells you that he does have some lateral mobility for a guy that's 6'4". He's definitely a little bit looser than somebody like a N'Keal Harry. N'Keal Harry is a stiff, rigid player. I think that he's nothing like that. So we're going all athletes here, and we're doing pretty good, I would say.
I would say, if they go corner, tackle, wide receiver, and they get those 3 guys, it's certainly interesting. Now, I would like to get a linebacker here. I would like to see if we can get, why isn't it giving me linebackers? There it is. We do need a linebacker here.
We haven't taken a quarterback yet. I don't know what.
Well, remember, there's only one quarterback we can take.
Oh my God.
Based on the handcuff.
This is why you wanted to do this handcuff.
I didn't even know. I don't know how Justin Fields didn't score better than a 9. Honestly.
Yeah.
I don't.
That's fair.
So I'm looking at the linebackers here. I mean, we could take Jamin Davis if we wanted.
Jamin Davis is not going to make it here.
Yeah, I know. I'm looking at, actually, no, you know who probably is here and tested very, or there's 2 guys actually. They're from the same school.
Is my guy Pete Werner still on the board?
So I was thinking Pete Werner or Baron Browning, and neither's on the board.
Yeah, so that the linebacker position looking for guys above 9 is difficult.
So there's only like 5 here.
Yeah, the edge prospects, really, it's basically, if you're looking for guys that tested that well, it's Baron Browning, Jermaine Davis, Micah Parsons, Pete Werner, Nick Neiman from Iowa. That could be somebody that we could talk about here. I mean, a little bit high, I think, for Nick Neiman.
Oh, actually, no, hang on. I got an interesting one here. Senior Bowl guy. Did he go? Here, so he's further down on the PFF, but I think 4th round, Ellerson Smith has a lot of upside as a specialized pass rusher.
Is
Maybe
Milton Williams still on the board?
Who was that?
Milton Williams from La Tech.
You want to make these the 2 picks? We'll go couple defensive linemen.
Yeah, let's do it because I love Milton Williams. He's a little bit undersized, but he's got some heavy hands, right? He's just throwing those hands everywhere. I love watching players like that. These are 2 smaller school guys too. This is very Belichick. Very Belichick.
Well, that's kind of the whole point of this exercise. All right, let me pull up safety. Ooh, there's one safety I've wanted to get in a bunch of mocks, and we never did, and he qualifies.
Well, my boy Gillespie is still there, and I think he tested.
He is. I wanted Caden Stearns.
Caden Stearns definitely tested well. 9.59.
Yeah, he's off the board.
Okay.
And Gillespie's way down here, Evan.
Yeah, I don't know if Gillespie technically, I don't know if he tested or didn't test well enough for our. Yeah, so Gillespie had a terrible pro day apparently. Yeah. Tested a 6.03, which is Not good. James Wiggins from Cincinnati is an interesting name here. Same with Derek Forrest, the other Cincinnati safety. Those two guys are really good athletes. That's pretty much it, though. Javon Holland, I'm assuming, is off the board already as well. So it's really Stearns, Holland, the two Cincinnati guys, or Tyler Coyle from Purdue is a strong safety prospect. Is James Wiggins still here?
James Wiggins is still on the board. So let's make tracks proud. So again, what we're doing here, if you're just joining us, we're handcuffing ourselves to kind of see what the draft looks like with certain spec, with a certain spec. We're only taking guys who had elite pro day testing and just kind of seeing what that might look like, because we do know Bill Belichick likes those testing numbers. And obviously they're so important this year with no pro day and limited tape. We never got a running back, did we?
We didn't. But I saw Kenneth Gainwell went like 97 or something like that. Crazy.
So if we can get Trey Sermon, might be off the board, but Elijah Mitchell and Chris Evans both fit here.
Chris Evans is a player that could definitely fit them. I'm not a big Chris Evans guy, but he tested extremely well. He has things that they would like about him in terms of his running style. 9.85, Michigan
Chris
guy.
Evans, let's do it.
Right.
And now let's make sure we get the quarterback.
The only quarterback garbage, but everybody's got their own scout there with their own hand time, right? And the Patriots trust their hand times, and they trust their hand times. You know, that's something that I agree with. That the pro days where I would throw them out, but maybe the Patriots like their hand times. I don't know.
So now, how about an interior offensive lineman? I'm looking here. I'm guessing. Oh, you know who we can get is Cedarius Hutchinson. I think would still be on the board.
So they don't. The database I don't think breaks out. Maybe it's guard.
You gotta do OG, yeah.
Okay, so I think Trey Smith is probably long gone. Cedarius Hutchinson, definitely an option. Ben Cleveland, I'm sure, is long gone. Jimmy Morrissey from Pittsburgh is another interesting name. He just reaches our threshold at 9.01.
Okay.
Let's look at the centers. Well, Creed Humphrey tested perfectly. I'm assuming Quinn Menarnez is gone.
He's gone, yep.
And Drew Dahlman from Stanford is the other option.
Oh, no, he's not. He's very interesting because he's very undersized, but he's multi-year starter, multi-year captain, son of a coach. I mean, he checks a lot of boxes for them.
Yeah, I kind of like that one.
All right,
I'm sold.
Let's go Dahlman then. And then
I think Dahlman's got the athleticism. He could play some guard if they absolutely need him to. Maybe he's like a Ted Karras type, right? You can play guard or center.
And then what do we want to take here with this last pick?
Are there any special teams guys we can take here? Like a Hilliard, it might be a special teamer. We got to sort.
Justin Hilliard's here, yeah.
We got to go with our 9.0s though, right? We're sticking to the all.
Well, that's the exercise. I mean, we basically made it to the end here.
Let's see if anybody pops out scrolling through here that might be left. What about Jacob Harris from Central Florida? Did he get drafted yet?
Good one. I don't think he did.
Oh, okay. That would have been a good one. He's somebody that, just size speed prospect that checks every team's, measurable boxes. He tested out of the gym, he tested really well. Let's see here. Anybody else? Nobody else really jumping out that would be still available,
Did we ever get who tested? Ben Mason tested with a 9.
There we go.
Ben Mason. Boom.
There we go.
So this is, and then it'll finish up. And we'll put these on Twitter. Instead
I feel like the only guy that we missed on that maybe we could have got in here was Baron Browning. But other than that, I think we did a pretty funny and good job of getting the all RAS team here.